Shipyard owner Lambros Mitsouris is expecting his tax assessment any day now. And that could spell the end of his company, which goes back 3 generations. This time, Mitsouris will have to pay his taxes for last year and his projected taxes for this year too. He's not sure he can pull that off.
It's stop everything, and we try to keep the company, and we'll see.
Mitsouris' troubles began with the financial crisis. His last major commission is here in dry dock, half finished. The yacht was supposed to be made bigger and faster, but his client ran out of funds, much like what happened to Greece as a whole.
The customer, when it called him to start to pay, it disappeared.
That was back when the debt crisis hit. Since then, Athens has been raising taxes. For Mitsouris, that's meant a steady decline in orders. The latest twist, a new luxury tax on small boats like this one, payable retroactively to 2014.
If it's a wooden boat, it's without luxury test. But the problem is when you have an old wooden boat and covered with fiberglass, after you transfer again to luxury test.
That's created the absurd situation that an opulent 50-meter wooden yacht made in Greece is not subject to the luxury tax, but this old boat is. Unless the client figures out a way to avoid the tax, for example, by getting a fishery license.
Tax laws are very complicated, and for that reason, people take advantage of these changes. Every time there are changes, they try to see what are the loopholes, so they can, if you want, they can utilize the system to their advantage.
One of the shipyard's few remaining customers is Bernd Gutzek. He drives a car with more than 2.5 liters displacement. It's also been hit with a special retroactive tax. That legal uncertainty is typical of the Greek tax system.
Greeks never know how much tax they owe, just that it'll be more than they were told.
Gutzek was able to avoid the retroactive assessment by registering his pickup as a company car, which is exempt from the special tax. Originally from Germany, Bernd Gutzek now runs a restaurant near Thessaloniki. That's also been hit by new taxes. Since July, he's had to pay an additional 10% value-added tax to the government. It's a hefty sum, but Gutzek can't raise his prices. If he did, he'd lose customers.
We're scrimping and saving and cutting staff. I have no choice, even though it makes things worse here in the long run.
It makes things worse because people who lose their jobs no longer pay income taxes. So the state ends up losing money in the end. Other restaurant owners take a different tack. They tried to evade taxes entirely.
I haven't gotten to the point where I fiddle my taxes. That's too risky. But I understand the impulse.
Bernd Gutzek also owes a new annual tax on his motorboat. It's more than 40 years old and it isn't worth much anymore. But that doesn't matter as far as the tax is concerned.
I paid my taxes for years in Germany, and it could be baffling there too, but nothing like this.
Other ship owners have found a loophole. Instead of leaving their yachts in the water when they're not in use, they have them dry docked. Then they don't owe the special tax. That also has a side effect, though. Now most of the state-owned harbors are losing out on docking fees. This state of affairs is why many experts say it would be better to overhaul the Greek tax system from the ground up.
If we don't get a tax and finance reform, I think it's all over. That's the most important thing right now.
Shipyard owner Lambros Mitsouris agrees. If instead of finding loopholes, everyone pays the tax they owe, the state's coffers will fill up again. Then the government can stop passing taxes that threaten the livelihood of honest taxpayers.